I want to show you, I'm going to show you a horse where we made this big change from all these different ways. But before I do that, I want to tell you, I mean, we're talking about horses used in therapy, and I've had the great pleasure to work with different types of riders who needed help over many years. The first one was a young rider who came to me in 1958, and she could not hear or speak. And it was really wonderful to be able to work with her, to be able to get her so she could show her horse and ride with me out and have this relationship. And then in 67 at our research farm, we did a 12-week program in cooperation with the California state, where they had a group of teenagers who were low functioning, who were learning to live together and to be able to work together. And so we brought them to our farm once a week for 12 weeks. And they had the opportunity, with supervision, of course, to groom horses, to lead them, and to sit on them and actually ride them. And the thing that was so beautiful about this is what their supervisors found is that all of their ability and their respect for themselves and their flexibility were improved by that work with the horses, as we all well know, for those of you who work in this way. So I just want to give you the background that I'm going to show you a horse that isn't a therapy horse, then I'm going to show you a therapy horse, but I'm showing you this example of Big Surprise because it's so amazing how you can change a horse in 3 days with this work. So this is a horse named Big Surprise, and he was brought to, I do an annual training every year, including this year, in Italy for 3 days with sport horses. So this was a horse that was brought to us by the trainer because he had a young rider and the horse was considered dangerous and spooky and really uncontrollable. And what he'd do, let's see, I just have to move this here so you can see. Vera, I'm not there. I have to move. Now you can see the whole horse. You see, he was in so much discomfort, and we talk about posture and pain, and look at his posture. You can see his tail is switching up in the air because he had these tiny little flies all around his face. Now, they weren't around any of the rest of us or any of the other horses. Really interesting point. Now I'm going to just show you this next. I've got to get down there. There we go. So we put on here now these lines that you can see. And you see the tail up in the air switching. The big thing is, look at the U neck. Look at his nostrils. Can you see, like, his nostrils are pulled together and he's really holding his breath, and he has such a worried eye, and his ears are like just like, oh, my body hurts everywhere. And please look at this green line running from the forearm through the hoof. That should be where this left front leg is. And you see where the red line is, that's where it is. And look at his hindquarters, they're tucked way up under him. And he was just standing there like, oh my gosh, I'm in such a level of discomfort.
What?
And
after, let's change the flagellant. So we put the philosophy.
Okay, wait a second. Something's happening with feedback. Sorry, you all. So I'm just going to go back one here. So the basic TTouch circle and a quarter is what we started with this. This horse had 2 sessions of 1 hour with that. And this is already on the second day. And you see how he's standing. Look at his front legs his hooves are under the shoulder. The hindquarters are correct. And he's just relaxed right here. And this is not because he had been drugged. That's what it looks like. He was really relaxed with us all standing around him. Now, I'm going to show you some of the things that we did. And this showed him at the end of the third day, after 2 sessions of TTouch on the body. And then I'm going to show you some of the other things we went through. You notice he's just trotting on a loose line, following his person here, and really feeling happy with us all. And that's what we were interested in. Now, the reason that I actually show this horse, and later I'm going to show you the things that we did, some of the things we did with him. But the reason I really feel confident showing you this, often when I do a 3-day training, I don't know what happens to the horses after, but the trainer stayed in touch with my organizer. And we found out that he was doing really well, and he continued to do well.